Let's settle the good old argument. Xbox 360 or PS3? Well, let's get into it. In this video, I'll be comparing such things as the games available on these consoles, their availability on being a cheap media center for streaming media like YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify, and so on and so forth. Sorry for outside, it's pretty loud. I can't really do much about it. Construction stuff's happening, so sorry about that. It's kind of annoying to me, so if you're finding it annoying, sorry. We will also be comparing the UI or user interface of the two consoles, and we'll also compare the noise levels. So each round will amount to 5 points each. 5, not 4, 5. Giving a maximum of 20 points overall final score for each console. First off, I'm talking about the amount of games available on both consoles, and the price and availability of those games. So the Xbox 360 has a bit over 1,300 games available on it. Meanwhile, the PS3 has 2,278 games currently available on it, which is 75% more than the Xbox game library, which is already huge. But how expensive are the games on average, and are these easy to find? Well, for the Xbox 360, the average game value is now €8 to €13, which is pretty cheap. But there'll be games cheaper and games more expensive than that's what's said in the average, because it's the, well, average. And the Xbox 360 used games are very easily found on sites like Facebook Marketplace, Done Deal, Craigslist, and shops like GameStop and CEX. If you're in the UK or Ireland, you'd know what CEX is, most likely. I hope you do. It's a pretty good store for used stuff. Anyways, PS3 games, on the other hand, do sell on average for €9 to €15, which is slightly more than the Xbox 360 games, just a tad more, and their availability is just as much, if not even more, than Xbox 360 games, and they can be found very much the same places. Overall, in the games around, the PS3 gets a 4 out of 5 and the Xbox 360 gets a 4.5 out of 5 for having the games at a slightly cheaper price. Even though it's less games, they are pretty much cheaper. Not by a lot, but that is still a bonus for me to have cheaper games. First round, PS3 4 out of 5, Xbox 360 4.5 out of 5. Now, onto the UI of both these consoles. I'll rate the UI in terms of usability, ease of navigation, customizability, looks, which are subjective, and smoothness, as in how smooth it operates with the console. Let's begin with the PS3. The UI for the PS3 is very easy to navigate, and it only has one main navigation bar that you can navigate through pretty seamlessly. The ease of navigation makes the PS3 UI very easy to use, and I still remember the first time I've ever used the PS3 UI and being able to navigate through it quite seamlessly. I personally love the look of the PS3 UI as well. It just looks very satisfying to me. As well as that, the customization options are unheard of in the Xbox 360 UI. With the PS3, you can change the font, you can download new fonts, or import your own as well. You can download and import your own wallpapers. As well as all that, you can change the color of the UI. Meanwhile, in the Xbox 360, you do get not as good customization. I'll get onto it now. With the Xbox 360, though, the UI is easy to learn and navigate and is very usable. You get the main sections and either apps or folders that lead to other apps in those sections, like the media folder or the My Games folder. The customizability of the Xbox 360 UI, though, is pretty low. You can get backgrounds for it, but most of them are paid backgrounds, and as far as I know, you can't download any from the internet or import your own. Fonts cannot be changed, and nor can the green color of the UI panels. The UI is seamlessly smooth, just like the PS3 UI, and it is pretty satisfying to switch between the panels on the UI, as they make a nice sound. But in the UI department, I think the PS3 gets a solid 5 out of 5, as it has a superb UI with immense customizability options, which I really love. The Xbox 360 gets a 3 out of 5 for a massive lack of customizability. Other than that, the Xbox 360 UI is pretty decent. It's not bad. On to round 3. which is comparing the media center capabilities of both of these consoles. Let's begin with the Xbox 360. With the 360, you can browse the internet through Internet Explorer, and you can stream media from the following 29 media streaming apps. Those would include Netflix, YouTube, Dailymotion, XLE, GameSpot TV, Crunchyroll, WWE Network, Video Plus, Viki, Picture Box Films, UFC TV, Amazon Live, Sky News, Plex, Break, Smosh, Viewstar, Channel 9, Atari Game Viewer, Expression 524, Yup TV, Horse Races Now, Poker Central, Awesomeness TV, Lucas Oil Racing TV, Fusion, and Motor Trend. I think I just died. That was a lot. The Xbox 360 does allow you to view and import your own photos and videos as well. You cannot connect an audio device to the Xbox 360 directly though. The chosen audio device has to either be built-in speakers in your display or an audio output device connected to your display, which for me is a huge downside since my display has neither an audio out or built-in speakers. Now onto the PS3. On the PS3, you can browse the internet through a built-in browser as well. You can stream media from the following 14 apps: Crunchyroll, Plex, Kello Concerts, Mubi, Netflix, IGN, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube, WWE Network, Play TV, Red Bull TV, Yup TV, Spotify, and TuneIn Radio. In my opinion, even though there are less available apps on the PS3, they are a far superior combination, as they include apps such as Amazon Prime Video, Red Bull TV, and Spotify, which are far more widely used apps than the weird apps you can find on the Xbox 360. And in my opinion, they're just, well, better. There's no other way to put it. You can also connect your own media server or NAS to the PS3, which is a huge thing that the Xbox 360 is missing. I mean, it's not that hard to implement your own media server connection support. It's not that hard to offer NAS connection support. It really isn't. Why they didn't do it on the Xbox 360? I don't know. The PS3 does suffer from the same audio problems as the Xbox 360, with it not being able to connect anything to it directly except for optical audio, which is a +1 for the PS3, I guess. All in all, the Xbox 360 gets a 2 out of 5 and the PS3 gets a 3 out of 5 for including apps people actually use, and for including the option to connect to a media server. That's what gave it the extra point. The final round. This is the noise testing round, where I tested for how much noise each console made when idling and when gaming. Let me begin with the PS3. When idle, the PS3 kept the noise of the fan around 35 to 37 decibels. Over a period of 10 minutes, it did average 37 decibels, so let's just say it idles at 37. That might sound a bit noisy, but in fact it really isn't noticeable. Let's play the clip. So, it does sound pretty noisy, but that's because this is a really sensitive mic and it's right up to it. So, it really is not that noisy. For example, when playing a movie, you'd never hear it unless you concentrate. But if you're playing a movie, song, or any other media, you really genuinely won't notice the sound. Now, when gaming, the sound levels do increase to 42 decibels, but when playing FIFA 15 and Minecraft, the sound levels went down to 39 decibels after 5 minutes of gaming. And at 39 decibels, it really is not audible if you're gaming. Unless, I'll say it again, if you're concentrating on it. But let's be real, if you're playing a game, you're not concentrating on what your PS3 sounds like. And that's a really good thing. It's pretty quiet to game on, and you can play your old games, you can play Minecraft on it, and I personally play a lot of Minecraft on the PS3, and it's really cool. Anything else to say? I don't really think so. So let's move on to the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 idles at 41 decibels, which is definitely more noticeable than the PS3's 37 decibels. And remember, decibels are not a linear way of measuring, so 41 decibels is quite a bit louder than 37. The Xbox 360 also makes far more CD drive noises than the PS3, which I find extremely irritating. Like, you're playing a movie or something on the disk drive. For example, I have like a ton of discs for like older movies, and I'd insert one in and it would just scratch away, and it's so annoying and irritating. It really is. And you know, it's not a very good thing. When gaming, the Xbox 360 will average 47 decibels, but it frequently reaches 52 decibels of noise because of the extremely irritating disk drive noises. Sound levels were the same across all games tested on the Xbox. Those games included Black Ops 2, Forza Motorsport 4, and Minecraft. 47 decibels is very loud when gaming, and is often distracting as well, as it's always just humming in the background. Even with headphones on, I could still make out this noise. But for media streaming, the noise isn't too bad because it stays at 37 decibels. 41 decibels. It stays at 41 decibels when media streaming, which it's manageable, but it's not optimal. And I say it's quite enough to not distract anyone. So the results for the final round are: the PS3 scores a 3 out of 5 for being not too loud and pretty manageable, and the Xbox 360 gets a 1 out of 5. It's just way too loud for gaming for me to even consider anything higher than giving it a 1. The final results for the challenge then are: before we continue, this video is brought to you by us and our PC building service. We build PCs tailored to your budget or your chosen PC specs. Our website is currently under construction, but if you want to order, you can still go on there and message us directly, and we'll sort it out from there. Now, back to the video. The Xbox 360 with 9.5 points, and the PS3 with 15 points. So settled, the PS3 is in fact the superior console. And you know, it's just better. That's it's now just officially better. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If I missed anything you wanted to see, tell me down below. If you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, tell me what to improve on down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.